Hey now, and welcome to the FCA Lacrosse Game of the Week. I'm Booker Corrigan, joined as always by my man Bob Shriver. Coach, we are at Hargaden Field. It's a historic setting in all of high school lacrosse throughout the 80s and 90s and even the early 2000s. What kind of an environment is this to coach a game in?
It's great because the stands are right on the field, which makes for a lot of excitement. You don't have to look over a track or anything. It's a really nice setting. Beautiful buildings in the background.
And two teams who went to the semifinals last year. What do you anticipate today?
Well, we have a really young Loyola team, very, very young, against a still grooming McDonogh team. They got some solid veterans we'll talk about, but this is a young Loyola squad. They're not sure exactly where they fit into this race. The coaches, Gene Ubriaco at Loyola and Andy Hill-Gardner at McDonogh, have been best friends for a long time, so it's a pretty interesting matchup.
And we will talk to both of them at halftime. That's going to be amazing. Let's get to the visitors, McDonogh. Who are the stars to watch?
Well, I like number one, Dane Swanson, a junior midfielder, about 6'3" or 6'4", who shoots the ball as hard as anybody in our league, maybe as anybody in high school lacrosse, left-handed and right-handed. In the goal, they have 3-year starter, Evan Long, and he's been a brick wall for all 3 years. He's been in the cage for McDonogh, and he's a very tough kid to get the ball past.
And Loyola, the Dons, I like to call them the Don Diegos. Who are the guys you want us to look for?
Well, we'll start with Jack Corris, just a junior, but a captain of the team. He's been on the varsity now. This is his 3rd year. He's a really crafty kid around the goal, left-handed, knows how to orchestrate an offense. And then in the midfield, number 34, Alex Bresci. This is his 4th year on the varsity. He's also a captain, and he has speed that you rarely see at the high school level, and he's a thrilling guy to watch. Move the ball up and down the field and can penetrate on offense.
Two teams that are ready to make something happen. Bob and I will have the call for you right after this. On Saturday, June 1st, the Baltimore 10-miler will be live on WMAR2 News. It is always the region's best 10-mile race that starts and finishes right at the Maryland Zoo in Baltimore. We're known for fantastic premiums, a runner-friendly course, and that zany finish line beach party featuring a Jimmy Buffett band. The B10 is an exciting and fun 10-mile race that will be the highlight of your 2019. You're going to be proud of what you can accomplish. Go to baltimore10miler.com and register today.
It's time to go Toyota. With a great selection of rugged 4-wheel drive and year-round all-wheel drive vehicles, including the completely redesigned adventure-ready RAV4, or any of these 9 models built to help you feel more secure no matter what the weather brings. Plus, advanced safety features come standard on most models. Learn more and shop deals on buyatoyota.com. See your Toyota dealer, your 4-wheel and all-wheel drive specialist. Toyota, let's go places.
The Fellowship of Christian Athletes engages their coaches and athletes to grow their faith through sport. Make sure you investigate the amazing camp at Lebanon Valley College this July. The FCA has camps, clinics, huddles, teams. Learn more about the Fellowship of Christian Athletes by going to fcalax.com.
August Getz came from Germany, bought a chewing gum company. World War II happened, no more chicle. Began making caramels filled with creams, aka bullseyes. Bright idea. Stretch a caramel cream into a stick and call it cowtails. Tails like fairy tales. Put them in cups, became #1 selling 25-cent item. Added flavors. Started making minis, added different pack types, still family owned, loved for generations by generations. GetSome.com.
Represent for Rough Rider Nation. The Rough Riders have been on top of the game since 2007. Rough Rider alums continue to shine and won national championships at all levels. Rough Rider teams dominate the countryside in Maryland, Pennsylvania, and now Virginia. Check us out online at roughriderlacrosse.com. It's time to ride or die.
1, 2, 3, ride!
Yo, Sean.
Yeah, live! The MIAA Game of the Week has always been known for having fun, and this year we decided to put a fun game together for some of our players. I'm Professor Booker this year. I was a school teacher for 19 years, so I know how to keep somebody after school. We have a game where they get 1 point for every time they catch the ball, they get 5 points for every correct answer, and -1 for every time they drop the ball. Let's meet today's contestant.
Hi, my name is Jake Snyder. I'm a senior at Calvert Hall and I play defense. My favorite subject is math. Next year I'll be headed to The Ohio State University. Let's see what I can learn after school with the book.
Start throwing. What is the official sport for the state of Maryland?
Lacrosse.
Who has the best hairstyle on the Calvert Hall's 2019 roster?
Luke Lagola.
What is the perimeter of a circle also known as?
I have no idea.
Which planet is furthest from the sun?
Pluto.
Name 2 Kardashians other than Kim.
Courtney and Janet, I guess.
What is the capital of California?
Sacramento.
Who made the first American flag?
Ben Franklin.
Who became president after Lincoln's assassination?
Ooh. Adams.
Since the NCAA adopted the men's tournament, which school holds the most titles?
Syracuse.
Nice. Well, give them that. Jake, let's look over some of your incorrect answers. Obviously, the American flag. Betsy Ross made the first American flag. We'll go over all those. We're going to score your points. You are officially dismissed from After School with the Book.
Gotcha.
Thanks for stopping by After School with the Book. You are dismissed. Top coaches in the nation are getting ready to select the best high school underclass lacrosse teams in the country. Can you make the cut? The Under Armour All-American Underclass Tryouts have become the premier lacrosse exposure showcase in the entire sport. Exhibit your skills to top D1, 2, and 3 coaches and compete against the top talent in your region. Push yourself, shape your future, rep your region. Visit UnderArmourLacrosse.com now and register.
We have come a long way. All the amazing advancements in medicine. And while science has become better at treating people, we can't ever forget the importance of how we simply treat people. At MedStar Health, we believe it doesn't take a brain surgeon to get the best way to talk to a doctor isn't always in person. And that inside every human body lives a human being. The best of our minds, the best of our hearts. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
The anthem is behind us, and the game is in front of us. The game of the week at Hargenen Field, Bob. It is absolutely such a great setting. My dad coached on this field. It really feels good to be here.
You're right on top of the crowd. You can see it even from the camera angles here. You know, you're right on top of the field, excuse me, the crowd is. It's a little thin today. I don't think people were expecting 40 degrees in Chile on April 2nd.
These athletes were expecting it. They know what to do. Now, Bob, McDonough's coming off a loss to St. Paul's. Say whether you thought they should win or lose. In the MIAA, you've got to find ways to win games. Do they have a chip on their shoulder this afternoon?
Oh, a little bit for sure, but we were talking about it Friday night after the game. In the MIAA, you know, you don't have very long to pat yourself on the back after a great win or feel sorry for yourself, because before you know it, you're facing another huge challenge. And that's what McDonogh has in front of them today, playing away. Loyola looking at their roster and, you know, talking to Coach Ubriaco, they're extremely young, Booker. They have youth all over the place. They're missing one of their best players, Chase Llewellyn. He's had a concussion the other day, and they have two players that aren't playing also that are very much in the mix. They were suspended at the end of last year playing in the JV championship game for the first two MIAA games of the season. So they're ineligible to play. When they played Spalding in the championship game, there was a little altercation with a couple Spalding guys and a couple of these Loyola guys, and the MIAA suspended them for the first two league games. All four kids.
Yeah, that's tough sledding for both guys. Now we're going to look at the face-off participants as I see long sticks on the wing for Loyola, number 36, Dave LaMarca. And for McDonogh on the wing, Jackson Bonnets. I've been thrilled with the way he plays those wings and plays long stick. Of course, Gable Braun for McDonogh, Christian Tacchetti for Loyola, set to go. And we are FCA lacrosse game of the week underway. Gable Braun quick, and they faced off with a long pole that time against them. Number 10, Ian Takis. And now we got a little chaos ensuing as Powderly, the stable hand, gets it to Matty Hillgardner. Hillgardner across the top, and here is number 9, Harrison Beatty, starting attack, but comes all the way over to get it, and he's going to get short pole.
Well, they ran those two poles on the face-offs. Coach Ubriaco did a nice job scouting the St. Paul's. Scouting the St. Paul's McDonogh game the other day, and St. Paul's had great success facing off with two poles. And so Coach U decided to give it a try.
Beatty with a shot wide, followed by Powderly with a shot wide. This one's backed up by
Matty Hillgardner.
Little Matty. His younger brother, Scotty, sophomore, also on the squad this year. Loyola in their home. White's Hilge turns the corner.
Turns the corner.
McDonogh in their road orange. Loyola in white.
Hilge needed to take one more step there, and he dropped his stick a little bit, and the ball came out sideways, so he didn't get that ball even close to the cage.
No whip for him on that one. Lombardi, sorry.
Great cut by Swanson. McDonogh looks on their game here early. They're getting to the goal. They've taken 4 good shots already, but they have nothing to show for it.
Kevin Ellington starting goalie for Loyola. Kevin Ellington's done a fantastic job. What a great young man. Great trail check right there, and the Dons come up with it. And now we get a shot clock violation. That should give the ball to Loyola, if I'm not mistaken, but they come away with it anyway.
Here's a pole.
He's going to have some. Wide backed up by number 14, Jack Corris.
Jack playing on attack with his little brother, Charlie, and another, who's a sophomore, with another sophomore, Henry Tolker, who actually came to Loyola this year from McDonogh. He's a really good young player.
Lancaster shares it up top. He and Kevin Tucker rounding up the top of that two-man midfield offense. Here is Tucker. Tucker down the course. They play some pass. Shot clock at 45. Folks at the Valley Inn thrilled with the production. Quick slide by the Eagles. Inside feed ball skitters around, gathered, shot knocked away, and Bresci will collect it just outside the box.
Still plenty of time. Right around 25 on the shot clock.
And here is Corus. Jack Corus, one of the captains, drives that lefty alley. Oh, a little swing-a-rama, inside feed. What a save long. Not up in here. Nice ground ball pickup by McDonogh's number 41, Lucas Michelson. Michelson in a little traffic, but he, so far so good, but I think, and as I say that, we can anticipate.
Great ride by the Dons. They chased them right to the midline and eventually got number 41 trying to go through a few too many people and put the ball on the ground.
Well, he had that momentum going through, and as my cousin Kevin and I were talking, Kevin Corrigan, the head coach at Notre Dame, we were talking on the phone last night. My daddy was never a jockey, but he taught me how to ride. Riding has been key so far on the FCA Lacrosse Game of the Week. Calvert Hall certainly did it all Friday night, and here Loyola, as Bresci shares it across the top with Lancaster and Tucker. This is Tucker. Tucker, double hop step, lefty shot, goal. Off stick, hit. How you like me now? 1-0, Diego.
Kevin just gets the alley here, and he's looks like he's comfortable, mostly comfortable being a right-hander, but he gets down the alley and he gets his left-handed shot.
Off stick,
see
hit.
The replay.
How you like me now?
Shot goes.
1-0, Diego. Quick replay.
That was a quick one, but the shot was really placed. It was right on the goalie's thigh to his opposite side, and goalies have a tough time getting those around their hip. They don't know whether they got to go under or over the top, and it's a really hard save to make.
And it's a split-second decision. I mean, you have no time to make that choice. And as soon as you take a lot of time making it, you end up with it in. Braun wins the possession of the faceoff. That allows the Loyola attack to come out and get it. Corus in a little bit of trouble, and he's squared up hard by Ethan Robinson and has it taken away. Credit number 5, Ethan Robinson, with some tenacious D. Where's Rain Wilson when you need him?
Liam O'Hara down there chasing as well. We got a little action here already. Booker, so far in the 2 games, actually 3 games, because I watched a little of the St. Paul's McDonogh game last Friday before we did that Calvert Hall BL game. And so far in this game, the teams that we've seen play are getting after it. A lot of effort, a lot of energy.
And you would expect nothing less on the FCA Lacrosse Game of the Week.
This is McDonogh's second midfield group. Scott Cole is senior.
Liam O'Hara now driving right-handed. And gets it back to Cole. Popping out forward, 36, Matt McMillan. McMillan will roll back for his left. Doesn't like what he sees, pushes it over to Beatty. This is Beatty, guarded by the short stick.
That's that product of the face-off, where they're using 2 poles. And so they have to shorten an attackman, and they haven't switched back, where one of these poles on the wing on the face-offs usually will switch back with the shorty that's covering the attackman when the play's just coming down and they're exchanging the ball.
A double team by that Bob Wright coached Loyola defense.
Nice ground ball by O'Hara. Really nice.
Only 2 seconds on the shot clock, and that'll do it for the Eagles. Long outside shot, not a bad thing to do. Right? Now you can set up your ride. He clearly shot it before there was a shot clock violation, but there was also inevitably going to be a violation.
Look at this kid.
Parker Keeney.
He's got some jets. 27, Booker. The numbers are tough to see for those mighty Dons. You're right, Parker Keeney, who's headed to Utah. He's going a long way to play college lacrosse.
Playing for Coach Brian Holman. I was talking about him with the Glenn Clark radio show. My podcast every Monday. Check it out on Facebook. We cover high school lacrosse. We talk about Bob Shriver every week. Nice to know you're still on the radar, isn't it, Bob?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You never respond to that stuff. I love it. Here's Lancaster. Inside shot. Save long.
Good save. Jeez, look at that ride.
They're going to call it.
Call that. Oh, good ride. Aggressive. He just got up in his head a little bit, and he called it.
A bit of a 50-50 call, and, you know, I talked with Tom Young, who was a referee. Here's a replay of it. We'll get to see him. There's the hit.
It's a little bit of a cross-check. Got up in his head a little bit.
And the point that was going on was Tom Young loved to call something on the home team early to prove he's not a homer. He used to always say, call a penalty on the home team early. So there you go. Tom Young somewhere is smiling.
Well, was the referee that called that, is he a Loyola grad?
He is not, and we will step away briefly. We have a media timeout. We are big time now, Bob. How you feel about that, brother? Going to This is the FCA Lacrosse MIAA Game of the Week. On Saturday, June 1st, the Baltimore 10-miler will be live on WMAR2 News. It is always the region's best 10-mile race that starts and finishes right at the Maryland Zoo in Baltimore. We're known for fantastic premiums, a runner-friendly course, and that zany finish line beach party featuring a Jimmy Buffett band. The B10 is an exciting and fun 10-mile race that will be the highlight of your 2019. You're going to be proud of what you can accomplish. Go to baltimore10miler.com and register today. McDonogh on the man advantage for up to 1 minute for the high hit. Booker Corrigan, Bob Shriver bringing you the call from Hargan Field. McDonogh in their road orange. Little 3-3 roll off. We've seen it a million times. Skip pass, Powderly, nice catch on the outside, and he will just survive. Hilge likes what he sees, and he takes all he wants.
Great play by Powderly, picking up that loose change. Nice deflection by a Loyola defenseman. Powderly immediately takes the ball behind the goal and just, you know, drives this left side and dumps the ball to Matt Hillgardner, and this is his spot. He beats goalie Kevin Ellington inside pipe, a really tough place to beat a goalie.
We're gonna have a great angle at this. He squeaks it
right through, right off his left ear. That's pretty impressive.
Kevin Ellington has been playing great lacrosse for Loyola in the cage, and Matty Hillgardner put that in a sliver of space.
And this was a non-releasable penalty, Booker, so they still have 25 seconds on a penalty. And they're trying to get their guys on. Coach always has an opportunity there to use his timeout, but it's probably too early for him in this first half. He could still get a good playoff.
Teams tied at 1 in what's been a back and forth start to the first game of the week. Well, Friday night, we'll see this McDonogh team again as Powderly's pass across the crease knocked down by 2 guys. And now they're going to get it up top. Dane Swanson wants it right now. Plays a little pass with Adam Lamberti. Lamberti, one of the captains for Coach Hillgardner. Off-stick shot. I like that, Bob.
He got to the middle of the field and showed a strong left hand. That's his offhand, isn't it?
Yep. Here's Liam Powderly. He plays the game at a high rate of speed, and it's led to a lot of his success. An Under Armour underclass All-American last year for a Baltimore team that was fantastic. Loose ball picked up. I thought Powderly got pushed. No call. Doesn't matter now.
Liam's guilty there, trying to do a little bit too much, trying to go through 3 Loyola defensemen. Not a recipe for too much success.
You know, he went around the goal with at a full sprint, had his hands free, but then wanted to get a little closer because he knows, you know, Ellington, you can't keep his warm-up going. Both goalies in today's game, fantastic young men. Chorus drives back to his left. Scotty Hillgardner on him. The sophomore long stickman.
Playing against another sophomore. They've probably been battling each other in the club ranks for many years, those two, Chorus and Hillgardner. Back with their first midfield. Here's Tucker again.
Tucker gets his left, rolls back, quick slide. McDonogh's defense sliding very early. Bresci shot, bounce wide, Chorus. And I'll tell you something else about Scotty Hillgardner. One of my daughter Mary's favorite people. Nothing wrong with that. That's a club you're in, Bob. We'll roll back inside, dive play, and they're going to call that. And of all the dives I've seen this year, Bob, where does that call sit with you?
That's easy. That's the easiest one I think I've seen this whole year. He absolutely dove into the goal mouth. He hit the goalie. He's going to get a minute. He may get 2 minutes here, Booker. Watch. He doesn't dive up the field. He's diving straight across. He's diving right into the goaltender. He got hit a little late by 5, and that's where a goalie, that's why that rule was in play. I believe the way this rule's been called this year, he's very lucky that wasn't a 2-minute penalty. And by the way, if that was a 2-minute penalty, that would have been his 3rd minute of personal fouls, and you're only allowed 5. As it is, he still has 2.
And he's an attackman. I don't know that there's ever been an attack.
Well, he's trying to set the tone. He's a captain of the team as a junior. You know, he's a football player, quarterback on the Loyola football team.
McDonogh man advantage, top center with Lamberti. They do a little fake flip play. They've been Oh, Ellington, not you, fat Jesus. Slide it on back. What a save by Ellington. What a great play by McDonogh with the fake flip. They've been doing that since the Kyle Rice, Connor Morgan days. And now we got some hots. That might be, and it is, a flag. And now the Don Diego's looking to make something happen.
Here comes Bresci using his legs.
And they're still man down, so they effectively want to kill off some time. Is that correct?
Kill off some time, and then they got a free because they have a flag down on this push.
Here's Lancaster, and I'm push. It might be a cross check. We will find that out when the time arrives.
I heard a father yelling at the player, maybe his son, to stay back on side until they got that substitution all ironed out. And he listened to him.
Yeah.
Tucker's got some ups. He doesn't look like the biggest guy, Booker, but he looks like he can run very well.
He's got a little scoot. He's got a little scoot to him. Let's look at the save by Kevin Ellington first. Fake flip.
Pass through. They do it all the time. They've been doing that play for, as you said, for years. And Ellington went right down on Beatty's stick and made an awesome save.
And McDonogh, it looks like a 30-second foul.
And like so many teams on the extra man booker, it looks like McDonogh, that Loyola is going to start in this 3-3 set, and they'll roll out of it. McDonogh has had two where they rolled out of a 3-3. Oops.
Oh, and a pass that goes right. As a coach, where's that sit with you, Bob?
Well, not well. He didn't move his feet. That was the sophomore, Henry Tolker, playing against McDonogh. He went to school there last year, so I'm sure there's a little emotion. It's kind of the first time he's had a chance to do something, and he just got caught not moving his feet.
Great play and a dodge by Robinson, but now he's a little caught up in it. He gets it over to Ince, and Ince gets a check, and now the Dons, the penalty is run down. We're under a minute, and a lefty laser
by Jack Corus
singes wide. His first quarter has been something.
Booker, I'm not sure, but it looks to me like if you watch Jack's brother Charlie and you watch Henry Tolker play, they're all three look to be most comfortable with the stick in their left hand. Three lefties on attack. Charlie's playing here on the right side, but when he handles the ball, he just looks comfortable with it in his left hand.
This is Alex Bresci. His dad, Chuck Bresci, famous Carolina athlete. His uncle, Joe Bresci, famous Carolina coach, as well as Team USA defenseman after his playing days.
Alex's future coach, because he's going to North Carolina. Nice
inside
cut.
feed, shot goal, 2-1, Don Diego's.
That was the Corus brothers teaming up, and I'll have to change my mind. Charlie looked extremely comfortable with his stick in his right hand there. So they got two lefties and one righty, and the brothers hooking up here. Beautiful cut underneath the defense. The defenseman down here on this goal line extended gets caught ball watching Jack Corus. They're getting ready to slide watch. And there comes Charlie sneaking right behind number 20 with a beautiful backdoor cut.
How many times do you have to practice feeding to space before you can execute a play like that?
Brothers, they've probably done that in the backyard a few times.
Yes, they have. Gable Braun has been doing a nice job on faceoffs so far as the clock trickles down to the 5-second mark. What a check. Great defense that time by Quentin McComas. Looks like Quentin McComas. Can't tell, it might be Ryan Williams down there. Ian Takis, number 10, making the play. 2-1 Dons in the FCA Lacrosse Game of the Week.
It's time to go Toyota with the best resale value of any brand, again for the third year in a row. Because when it comes to holding value, nobody does it better than Toyota. In fact, Toyota has 3 of the top 10 ranked by KBB.com for 2019, including Tacoma at number 1. So whether you're searching for America's favorite car, SUV, or adventure-ready truck, this is where you want to shop. Go reliable, go Toyota, and let's go places.
We have come a long way. All the amazing advancements in medicine. And while science has become better at treating people, we can't ever forget the importance of how we simply treat people. At MedStar Health, we believe it doesn't take a brain surgeon to get the best way to talk to a doctor isn't always in person. And that inside every human body lives a human being. The best of our minds, the best of our hearts. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
Corrigan Sports Enterprises is a full-service sports marketing and event management company. Every detail from marketing, public relations, logistics, and cleanup, Corrigan Sports Enterprises handles events from conception to fruition. The premier lacrosse and field hockey recruiting tournaments and high-profile running events. Corrigan Sports Enterprises, bringing your dreams to life.
Kelly & Associates Insurance Group and Kelly Payroll helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, payroll, and workforce challenges. Kelly and Associates Insurance Group and Kelly Payroll is pleased to support CSE TV and the Game of the Week. Visit kellyway.com to put their people, technology, and services to work for you.
Second quarter set to go. Capital Office Solutions, thank you for being a part of the FCA Game of the Week. As Gable Braun goes up against Quentin McComas, they're facing off with a long stick. Matt Rice, number 23 here on the wing, along with number 10, Liam O'Hara. Two of those guys that the coaches trust to just be great athletes. Ball pinballs around. It's gathered by Loyola. Cross crease feed. McComas inside, and he is in the crease.
Chorus went hard to the goal again and dove in the crease. That time he was clearly okay because his dive put him behind the goal. It wasn't, look, he ended up behind the goal, going not into the goal mouth there.
So the first dive, the McDonogh defender kind of pushed him in, and that time the McDonogh defender kind of pushed him away from the goal.
Yeah, a little bit. Booker, so far, Loyola is having similar success to what St. Paul's had against Gable Braun at the face-off X, putting two poles up there. They're creating a lot of havoc. Gable's having a little trouble getting away from the guy at the face-off X with his pole.
Here's Powderly, knows how to get a step coming around that right side. Head up the whole way. And now it's outside. Shot save, Ellington.
Good save.
I gotta tell you, it
With
looked like
holding
that
the ball. We'll give this back to McDonogh. McDonough's had some really quality shots. Ellington's just made another good save there. He made a great save on that extra man at the end of the quarter. McDonogh, if this keeps happening, they're gonna get a little frustrated.
Yep.
They've had really quality looks.
Hogartner's feed goes off the helmet of Mitchell. Riley Mitchell, great athlete, great player.
Great catch by Beatty.
Beatty, inside shot, another save by Ellington. Crease violation.
Wow.
And they give it right away to Loyola. And sometimes that fast whistle can be a bit of a disadvantage. They get it to Parker Keeney, and Parker Keeney moves it along. This is number 20, Michael Haas.
That's a famous Loyola name right there.
It is Tommy, Johnny, and Kevin Haas. Shout out to all three amazing lacrosse players. And then he has, I guess, his cousins, Will Haas, who played at Duke.
John Haas.
John Haas, who played at Merlin.
Both coaching. One at Penn State and one at Malvern Preppers at LaSalle in Pennsylvania.
LaSalle. Here's Lancaster playing some pass with Alex Bresci and Tucker. And I tell you, that McDonogh defense, they're chomping at the bit. They like to slide 2-1. Don's in the lead, but it has been back and forth. Great action. Cross field pass. Chorus catches it. Hitch move, bounce over the cage.
Chorus is incredibly active. You see him handling the ball behind the goal. He's extremely comfortable with it in front of the cage. He's very involved in this offense.
And now it's Jack Chorus left side going against Bonnets. Inside feed, shot clock expiring. It goes wide, and that will be McDonogh possession. Well, there's 1 second. And this is going to be weird because the referee called it Loyola ball, Bob. But there's 1 second left on the shot clock, so they can't do anything.
He's just going to drop it. Look at this save on the replay. Good play by Beatty. Got to the goal, dropped his stick. Ellington right down on it.
My man, Lil Kev, getting it done. Two goalies who might be a little bit short in stature, but I think everybody on their team looks up to him. I know they love Kevin Ellington, and Evan Long has been the player of the game a number of times for the McDonogh Eagles. Captain of the team this year, headed for Towson.
He's had a wonderful career. Terrific. We've been watching Evan for, this is the 3rd year.
Yeah, and we're finally getting his name right. And that's just because we love him. Scott Cole in on midfield along with Liam O'Hara.
I'm hearing them
Matt
call
McMillan.
an opener play. Very common. Everybody likes to have an opener to begin a game, and they often will come back to it.
Yep.
Matt Hilgardner guilty there of turning his back to the defenseman, who gets a good check-in. They're under him.
They are under him, but they errant pass and a
Bonnets, some speed there.
clean contact, and Corus comes up with it. Nice ground ball pickup by Ryan Williams, and the nifty little flick pass to Corus, and Bob, that gives me the win, doesn't it?
The race, I'm not going to participate in the race this year, Booker.
Because you always lose. As soon as you win and you get knotted at deuces, I think we'll hear about it.
Loyola's changing their midfields.
Matt Dixon in, the sophomore. Played varsity last year as a freshman. Number 3, Matty Dixon. His dad, Mark Dixon, obviously a great broadcaster. I've had the pleasure of doing a number of games with Dixie. And here is Dixie. Shot across the top, never makes it. And a clean ground ball pickup by Matt Shields.
One-handed.
Number 3.
Impressive. They're under him.
Liam O'Hara gets it down the wing. This is Powderly at speed, has Hilgardner wide. There's Hilge. Brings it off the post. And they're going to give that ball to Loyola. It looked like it was going to be McDonogh, but
Tough call, you know. They always let the upfield official make that call for some reason. And I don't know why. Sometimes they don't communicate it a little bit. The guy closest to the ball down at that end, the official closest to the ball, could have Loyola offsides.
Yep, and they were offsides too. I was looking at it. You know, it's a scattered clear right there because you get it, you know, a crazy sideline call gives them possession. And they just had, their middies got a little bit too deep. This is Harrison Beatty, number 9, near side. Inside feed by Powderly, a little low. Hilge tried to go down low to get it. Beatty comes up with it behind the back, and just like the day after a bad chili cook-off.
We're nodding at 2.
At deuces.
Look at this ground ball Beatty picks up in traffic. Watch this. Mad scramble in front of this goal. Beatty picks this thing right up and does basically the only thing he could do. There was a defender right in front of him. He had to take that over his shoulder. And that's the only thing that's beaten Ellington today, basically, so far.
You know, it's remarkable. It's 2-2. This has been an up and down.
Yeah, they're getting after it.
High-paced game. Both goalies playing well. The posts have been a little bit of a factor. Guys have shot wide. And the defenses have slid well. And we get a violation against White on the face-off. Ian Takis.
Well, I was going to say that time, Booker, I think Gable Braun should be taking the ball back and throwing, you know, he gets every draw.
Yeah.
But if you guys to go forward with it, that's where Loyola defensemen are getting their hands in there. I think he'd be better served if he would just take the ball back behind him and fight out a clear. Throw the ball back to a goalie or defenseman and let him clear the ball out. That's much more important than him, you know, going through 3 or 4 guys and trying to create something that's not there.
Liam Powderly slams on the break, comes out, outside roll, gets back to Beatty.
Beatty on a shorty. And he's in.
Inside roll. Oh, shoots just.
Did that hit somebody?
Can't tell you. McDonogh comes away with it. Here's Hilgardner. Inside feed, shot, goal. Making it look easy.
Well, there's one of the negatives of having 2 poles on a face-off wing and then not getting the switch between the shorty. Watch number 20. He's a short stick guy. He's just not paying any attention to the attackman who sneaks in. Beatty really nice right behind him. And that's a negative with having your two poles up here on this midfield line. And here they are again, and they still put this shorty down on Beatty. It's a very tough thing for them to stay consistently back there on an attackman and be effective. Loyola, if McDonogh gets the ball, I think they should try to get one of these poles up here at the midline and just make a real simple switch with the shorty down covering an attackman. There he goes back behind him.
He listens to you, Bob.
Well, now he's going forward, and he did get by these guys. Coach's got a TO, and there he does.
He is taking. You could see that coming. The coach and Bob Shriver was coming out. That's for sure. Second quarter, 5:23 to go. McDonogh was down 2-1 for the longest of times. Now they're up 3-2. The Eagles mounting a little bit of a comeback on one of the great fields of high school lacrosse. Welcome back to Loyola McDonogh, the FCA Lacrosse Game of the Week. Booker Corrigan, Bob Shriver bringing it to you. McDonogh in their road orange. Little roll-off play. Loyola home whites. Beatty, crossfield pass. Handled well on the low side.
Loyola's playing a little bit of a zone, Booker, excuse me.
Always good to get that insight. Beatty, hitch move, tries to go across the field. Ball was not touched, and it's going to be Loyola possession. I love the look, the execution, Bob. How many times do you practice that?
The look or the execution by Loyola's defense? The look by McDonogh? Or
I like the look, the pass, the diagonal pass. As you know, I'm a huge fan.
Well, the one problem against the zone, you're throwing the ball through 3 or 4 sticks usually because they're always in the passing lane. And it's very hard to skip consistently. That time he was trying to skip 3 guys. And that's a good little
now here's another question.
A nice variation for Loyola to throw the zone at McDonogh. They threw the ball away, they got the ball back.
Here's another question for you. Loyola has not been on offense in a little while. How much time do you take here?
Well, the one guy that hasn't handled the ball too much in the Loyola offense is Alex Bresci here in the middle of the field. It looks like they're trying to set some sort of a run for one of their wing middies. Here goes Tucker, who we've seen have the ability to run by people.
And he gets pushed to the ground, no call, and it is what it is. You get what you get. Jones comes up with it. Malachi. It's actually Malazzi, but we'll let him have his fun. Malachi Jones, and now it's Powderly behind.
So that time, McDonogh's rolling out one of their young players. Loyola's already put a bunch of young ones in their game. Great play 23 almost picked that ball off. He got a piece of it with his stick, so McDonogh maintained possession. That was a really nice play by your man, Parker. No, I'm sorry, Matt Rice. Nice play. Stepping out into the passing lane.
Push out! Push out! Dane Swanson, I'll tell you, Kevin Ellington with a nice outlet pass just to space. Now leads his defender.
Loyola has a timeout.
Yes, they do.
That Coach Hugh might just use. The clock's ticking down.
2:52. We'll see. It's at 65 now. McDonogh has their full complement of defensive players in. I tell you, Bob, we got a real treat for everybody at halftime. The coach's catch-up segment. I got to interview Coach Hilgardner and Coach Ubriaco before the game.
Those guys have been hanging out with each other for 30, 35 years. Graduated from high school in the same year. Coach Ubriaco for Boys Latin in '89 and Coach Hilgardner from Calvert Hall in '89.
Coach Hilge went off to peddle his wares at Michigan State. Gino headed down to Loyola College.
At the time, now Loyola University.
It'll always be Loyola College to the truest. Chorus, inside feed shot, in and out of the stick, and we're gonna get a push.
Coach Hugh might have he may call his timeout now, but you know, he's a hockey guy. He's used to action, running up and down the ice, so timeouts may not mean as much to him as it means to us guys that have been standing on the sideline coaching lacrosse forever.
Did you see me perk up when you said hockey guy? Because you know what I love, Bob. It's Gene Ubriaco's dad played in the NHL for the Chicago Blackhawks.
Coached the Pittsburgh Penguins for 2 years.
And yes, he is a hockey guy. Here's Bresci. Full reset of the shot clock. 1:45 to go.
I know Coach Hugh, Bresci could handle a pole, but Coach Hugh likes to set up his offense with when he's running middies, running against shorties. There was his timeout.
I was waiting to hear it on the far side of the whistle to blow as you saw him slip. So we're going to stay here, Bob. 1:31 to go in the half. If you're McDonogh, should we anticipate them coming out in zone?
I don't think so. Coach Hilgardner traditionally has really not liked the zone that much. He hasn't utilized it, but some of that may be the fact that for the last 4 years he had BJ Farrar playing defense.
Yeah, Rich Dye on Kevin Smith. Yeah, you know, guys whose names we know.
Sure. Yeah. So, you know, this is a little bit of a different group. The one guy for McDonogh that hasn't influenced the game as much as I think as the game wears on, we'll see him influence is their pole. Jackson Bonnet's number 11. Yep. He is a tremendous athlete, and if he gets the ball in transition, you know, he'll get to the top of the box at the offensive end, step into about 18 yards and let one rip.
A little hop step.
We saw Swanson let one rip a second ago, and Ellington was up to the task. That ball is going every bit of 90, 95, maybe even 100 miles an hour. I mean, he can really bring it.
Now, conversely, you've seen Dane Swanson defended by number 2 for Loyola, Ryan Williams. I mean, Dane Swanson's a known quantity. You talked about him in the pregame. You got to give Ryan Williams some props, number 2 for Loyola, the long stickman. He's done a nice job without being noticed.
Well, that's the first time we've seen Dane get involved, really. You know, as a product of really nice ball movement by McDonogh, and he got a step down from 15 yards. Usually those things are in the back of the net.
Yep, then Brian Williams headed to F&M to play for Coach Todd Cavallero. It'll be Loyola possession on the far side.
And this is interesting. Bonnets usually plays pole for McDonogh. They have Bonnets down here playing close defense and covering the guy that's given them fits so far, Jack Chorus.
Loyola just wants to get it around a little bit. 40 seconds in the shot clock. High pass handled, and now it's up top with Alex Bresci.
And they're in a 1-4 set. Probably going to run some kind of a mumbo play, maybe get it up here to Bresci and see if he can't drive right down the middle of the field and get some wing picks into the inside.
McDonogh with the short sticks on the inside as they match up. Chorus rolls back for his left trail check, but it actually goes right to a Loyola man. Shot, goal, and we are knotted at 3. A takeaway check that ended up as an assist.
Booker, I think what happens is, great check by Bonnets. The ball went down and the defense didn't know where it was. Watch some of these defenders. Great check here by Bonnets, getting a piece of it. And look, they just got caught. I don't know where 15 was going. You know, he ran away from where the ball was. Maybe he did. Look at 15 here for McDonogh. He just didn't see where the ball was. He had no idea where the ball was, and nobody was quick to react to the fact that he was the guy that was going to cover the ball.
And in his defense, I played some high school lacrosse, and there were times when I never knew where the ball was either. Well, so, we all get caught in that spot. Gable brought back at the face-off dot. Dave LaMarca. And Braun wins it dead forward with 40 seconds left. Powderly
going to look to try to get the last shot. Coach Hillgardner with a timeout. Too bad if Liam looked across, Matt Hillgardner had popped open on that diagonal pass.
And it's tough when you only have 3 goals on the board. You don't want to you turn that over. You try and sail one, thread the needle. Sometimes you don't thread it, especially with your old eyes, Bob. I mean, when's the last time you actually threaded a needle?
Well, when was the last time I sewed?
Yeah. Did you ever darn a pair of socks, Bob?
No.
You never darned?
I did not.
You didn't have to darn, okay. So 3-3, obviously Loyola's coming zone, right?
Well, based on the success they had a couple minutes ago, there's 35 seconds left. Zone usually makes a team spend 10, 15, 20 seconds trying to get themselves in the right spots, move the bodies, move the ball a little bit, and that eats up a lot of clock.
And you'll see some guys in there spooking around on the inside.
Sure, well, Beatty and some of these guys that have shown the ability to play without the ball. What Loyola could also do, they may come out, you could box and won this team because the ball, more than likely, when any offensive possession for McDonogh, Liam Powderly is going to be heavily involved. Stick a guy on him and try to shut him off and play zone behind him.
Yeah, put Parker Keeney on him because Keeney's shown he has the speed.
A little bit of the chess match. Coach Hillgardner's over there telling his kids, well, if you see zone, this is what we're going to do. If they come out of man, this is what we're going to do. What they love to do is get Swanson with a step down 15-yarder.
Can he ask for that? Can they make a request? Yeah, I think everyone here would like to see it, except for Kevin Ellington. The goalie's got to stare that down. More courage than I have. Swanson starts with it. Now it's Lamberti. Lamberti gets a pick from Mitchell.
They're playing man. Nice inside pick. Hillgardner and Beatty.
Wide side. Mitchell shot. Ellington tracked it the whole way.
Plenty of time, 11 seconds. Powderly going to go hard.
Always does. Here's Liam Powderly. And the ball bounced out of his. It's a crease violation. Ellington puts it in play too early. I don't know if this end of they do realize it, so everybody's chilling. McDonogh defense is getting back. Now, there's 5.3 left. There's not really enough time to score a goal, but there might be enough time to draw a foul. And that will bound. That'll be halftime. Bob, I alluded to it earlier. I took some time, and I was fortunate enough to talk to 2 good friends of mine and 2 great lacrosse coaches who are even better people. Andy Hillgardner from McDonogh, the head coach, and of course Gene Ubriaco, the head coach at Loyola. Let's take a look at how they felt pregame. Doing this, good luck and have fun.
Thank you, Booker. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it.
That's on Sunday, April 28th. The premier running event in the state of Delaware is back, the Delaware Running Festival. Come enjoy the fantastic new marathon and team relay course, run the half marathon, or line up some of your running buddies for the super friendly 5K. Then let loose at one of the best post-race parties in the Mid-Atlantic region featuring Dogfish Head beer. Bring along the whole family and get all the kiddies in the Highmark Delaware Kids Fun Run. Go to DelawareMarathon.org and register today. Hey now, welcome to halftime. Although we are pregame, I'm Booker Corrigan, Andy Hillgardner, and Gene Ubriaco. Head coach at McDonogh, head coach at Loyola. What a treat. It's pregame. Hilgi, what do you like about your team so far this year?
Great senior leadership, just a good group of guys that are willing to work hard and care about each other, and they've been fun to go out on the practice field with every day.
Coach Ubriaco, your team, you got the cheat code. How well are you guys standing up to that?
We're doing great. I mean, we're young, but the guys take care of all those intangibles every day, and it's also a fun group to be around, and we expect to compete hard in every game.
You guys have known each other a long time. What's it like to be adversaries for 2 hours?
It's fun. It's fun. Just, it really helps keep things in perspective, knowing that no matter what happens out here with this game, Gene and I are going to continue to be great friends, and it's just kind of exciting to go up against an old friend.
And you've coached against, you probably played against each other at one point. What do you know about his weaknesses, Henny?
Listen, Andy's a great coach, a better person. If he has any weaknesses, they haven't been revealed to me in the past 35 years, so I don't know of any.
Weather today a factor at all?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, you want to expand on that?
I think we're going to be good.
How about you? Are you going to dress? You have a jacket?
Probably not.
No.
I think it's bad weather, just improper clothing.
Yes,
so,
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
I've heard that at Tarks one night, or the Valley Inn.
Or both.
Gene Ubriaco, the host, Andy Hilgartner, the guest. It's halftime here. We don't know what the score's going to be. That's the beautiful part about it. But thank you guys both so much for doing this. Good luck and have fun.
Thank you, Booger.
Thanks, Book. Appreciate it.
That's all. Halftime at Loyola. So much appreciation for Coach Hilgartner and Coach Ubriaco for taking some time out of their pregame warm-up to do that. It's 3-3, McDonogh visiting Loyola. Let's look at some highlights here, Bob, because there's some fantastic play.
First goal, watch Tucker's going to switch from his right to his left and just run hard downhill. But look at the placement of this shot. Right on Long's hip. It's an unsavable shot, honestly.
Here's McDonough's first goal.
Look at this shot. That time it went left inside pipe off the goalie's ear. What a save by Ellington on a beautiful extra man play by McDonogh. And this is Corus finding his brother at the end of the shot clock on a beautiful inside feed right at the end of the first quarter. And here's McDonogh, Hilgartner across. What a catch by Beatty. And then another incredible save by Ellington. He's up to the task. Watch Beatty on this play. Watch.
This is a fantastic little ground ball. It's got to be jelly because Jam doesn't shake like that.
And if he keeps going forward on that play, he's not going to make it because the behind the back was the only thing he could do. And then he cut underneath a midi who's down there covering an attackman. Great check by Bonnets. McDonogh player down on that goal line loses the ball. Tolker picks it up, comes around the goal, and stuffs it.
Let's look at our halftime stats as the halftime intermission goes on here at beautiful Loyola Blakefield. 2 assisted goals for the Eagles. Those are great cuts by them.
Well, the telling stat on this table is 7 turnovers by McDonogh to 3 from Loyola. McDonogh's winning the face-off, so they got the possession of the ball more, and then they're just turning the ball over. So I'm sure Coach Hilgartner will address that major here at halftime.
And you say address it, but how do you correct? Like, how do you make sure that the addressing turns into formidable plays on the field?
Well, their turnovers have been the product of them trying to do too much with the ball in their stick. And as opposed to moving it to the open man, trying to go in through people, hasn't been working for him. So I'm sure he's going to tell these guys, stop trying to make something out of nothing.
Halftime rolls on. We will be back with the second half of the FCA Lacrosse Game of the Week. Third quarter is set to go as I see my man John Blatchley, former Loyola Don and Towson Tiger, strolling by. I tell you, some of the time it's a who's who. A little good cold weather, Bob, held them in. What did Coach Ubriaco send as a message to start the second half?
Do everything that you've been doing so far. The energy's been great. They've been hustling. They've been working hard. They've gotten some quality shots. Their goaltender's playing really well. I don't think they need to make any changes. Stay with what they did in the first half. They'll be all right. McDonogh needs to clean up the turnovers.
Yep. Next game, Friday, April 5th. Thrilled for that one. A 7 o'clock face-off at Calvert Hall. And it'll be these McDonogh Eagles. And Coach Hilge shared with me they will be in their special black uniforms with orange numbers, Bob. So it'll be a challenge to find some numbers as Gable Braun makes quick work of the opening face-off. And there he goes, winning it backwards.
Well, he's shown right before the end of the first half, he went forwards and popped it clean. And that time he just went back. McDonogh possession, pretty simple. That's much easier than Braun running away from two ginormous defenseman beating the heck out of him and putting the ball on the ground.
Ian Takis, number 10 for Loyola, has done a fabulous job. And we see him out extending on the ball. He's defending number 22, Riley Mitchell, the senior captain for McDonogh. Inside feed, Hillgartner makes it 4-3. And that is quick offense for the Eagles.
Riley Mitchell, the first game, the Culver game that McDonogh was playing, Riley Mitchell consistently was doing this with the ball. He's got a good first step. Hilge just stepping in front of the goal. Riley threw that ball through the defense. It was caught ball watching a little bit for a pretty easy goal.
In this league, Bob, it's hard not to ball watch because so many guys are so talented. And if you're not ball watching, you're not sliding, and you're not sliding, you're not stopping the ball.
Yeah, but that time, you got to know if the guy, there he's going back again.
Yep.
This is, Coach Hillgartner might have asked him to, hey, just go back with the ball.
Yep.
Let's get possession. It worked effectively.
Keep it clean like Ned Webster does out at UCal. Ned watching again. He probably doing some recruiting. Nice pass up the field. Riley Mitchell proving his worth between the lines and on the offensive end. Here's Dane Swanson, number 1 for the Eagles. Shot rings off the inside of the pipe, and that's going to be a crazy bounce. The spin off the pipe and a nice pickup by number 36, Dave LaMarca, but the pass is errant, and it's going to be McDonogh possession. Beatty quick to get it going. Here's Powderly. Hillgartner on the side has a couple already today. And again, I can tell you, Matty Hillgartner's playing with very little whip in his stick. I love him.
Coach, Loyola, I'm really surprised that they're not switching this matchup. They're keeping 2 poles out on the midline, and they're leaving Beatty with a shorty, and he's a big, strong kid.
Shot by Powderly goes wide. Great play by Ellington to gain possession, and he gets it quickly to the midi in order to allow him to clear it. Number 23, Matty Rice, touches it in. I thought it was Colin Cummings there for a second. A couple great players for this Loyola team. Number 44, Jake Wright, Will Whitstadt coming off a knee injury. It'll be interesting to see what happens when he comes back on the faceoff. Lancaster settles and gets it to Tucker. Tucker, Lancaster, and Bresci have played the bulk of the offensive runs. Tucker squares up on Ince. Cross-field pass. Chorus likes what he sees, and the Loyola fans like how it feels.
Well, this is Tucker influencing this because of his first goal. Watch what Tucker does here with the ball. He looks like he's driving, so McDonogh decides to slide. Now he's got 2 guys on him, makes a great pass through the defense, and a beautiful shot by Bresci. Step down 12.5, 13-yarder. See, that slide by McDonogh was influenced by Tucker's first goal of the game when he ran by somebody.
Nice shot of that Loyola sidelines. Number 2, Ryan Williams. Number 34, Alex Bresci, your most recent goal scorer. And we are tied at 4. And Gable Braun is just a face-off stud.
That could have been another penalty on Chorus. That would have been his 3rd. He might have gotten up in his head a little bit. He's off to the races.
Here's Powderly behind for the Eagles. Little stop and go. Gets it to Matty Hillgartner.
Swanson's got a shorty. He likes this, I can promise you.
And they quickly acknowledge how much he liked it.
Oh, what a save. Offside low, and he got a piece of it. Beautiful save.
And McDonogh doing a nice job on the ride, except for the fact they're guilty of a push. And Matty Rice is going to put it in play. It squeaks by on the sideline, but can't get it out, and it's going to be McDonogh ball. Credit Matty Hilgartner with the great ride. Matty Hilgartner might be a player of the game.
We got a long way to go before we can decide on who's the player of this game.
Oh, what a save by Ellington. I might cast my vote. The MedStar player of the game. Kevin Ellington has played magnificently.
I'm surprised McDonogh hasn't tried to exploit this. Beatty scored a goal cutting underneath the shorty covering him, but maybe he could be a little bit more of an initiator offensively.
Beatty with 2 goals today. He had the loose ball behind the back, highlight reel goal, as Scotty Cole gets it behind, and this is Powderly.
Now Powderly's got the matchup. He'll keep this ball.
He's got Parker Keeney on him, and they switch quickly. They know exactly what they're up against now. Keeney against Beatty.
Beatty's reluctant to hang on to the ball. I'm sure
Swanson throws back, shot, save, Ellington.
He's been a brick. That's 3 really nice saves in the last minute, Booker.
Nice job by Loyola, just being patient right there on the clear. And Bob, does that start with the head coach being calm?
Good play
and they're
by Scotty Hilgartner.
Scotty Hilgartner
went in between 3 guys and got the push call by pursuing the loose ball.
Loyola does the right thing, just turns him back. Just turns him back. And McDonogh does the right thing by being patient, getting the ball across the field. And McDonough's played a lot of offense, although we are tied at 4.
And they're mixing their midfields a little bit. They like Swanson to stay on the field.
Dane Swanson is just simply a strapping young lad. Here's Beatty, shot. Oh, what a save by Ellington. My goodness. Great lob pass. Here's Ryan Williams. Williams throws it down. And now will hustle off. Lancaster has Bresci open. Bresci, man on his back. What a flip by Bresci down low.
Corus had time. He could have caught that ball and picked out whatever part of the goal he wanted. And
if you don't hit the cage, it's just another loud sound on the boards, Bob.
That wasn't a veteran play by Corus. He's better than that. He had room and time. Needed to be a little bit.
Make the goalie make a save.
Make him make a save. Settle your stick down. There was nobody anywhere near him. That's one I know he'll want back.
Here's Tucker. Tucker pump fakes to Lancaster, now gets it over to him. Loyola in their home whites, McDonogh Road Oranges, Booker Corrigan, and Bob Shriver. Bob, you're blowing up Twitter, by the way. Lancaster rollback shot goes wide. If you want to tweet at us, it's at Booker Corrigan. At CSC Lax. And hello to all my friends at the Valley Inn. This is Tucker. Little hop step. Bresci wants it up top. Bresci accelerates right-handed, pushes it down. And they get it back up to Tucker. Tucker gets a little bit of a step off hip. They love that shot by him.
Well, Tucker scored on that earlier. He put that ball in a good spot there, just missed the cage. Booker, there's a great matchup here. Bonnets and Corus are both really terrific athletes. Bonnets is a 3-sport kid, football, wrestling, and lacrosse. Corus a 2-sporter. Bonnets is winning that battle so far.
And Bonnets did win it. He already got the whistle to blow. And he gets it over to Powderly. Powderly playing the point on that fast break. He's a great decision maker. He doesn't force things. He played that role for the Baltimore Under Armour underclass team. If you want to try out for that team, go to UnderArmourLacrosse.com and test yourself against the best players in your region. The underclass tryout, an unbelievable recruiting showcase. I mean, that goes without saying, but if you want to find out how good you are, measure yourself against the best.
Good defense.
Here's Swanson. Gets a pick from Mitchell. Drives right-handed, has to look back. Nice check. Gets up, Mitchell shot, Ellington.
Ellington has been terrific. He's been on everything. Now, I don't know why he did that.
But
I think he probably thought somebody was going to check him.
And the referee said play on. I heard him actually say it. And then we'll see if the Lord doesn't work this out for him. Ellington gets it and gathers. They still have to clear it. You know, you want the free clear that you were supposed to, you thought you were going to have. He's going to get it to Lancaster. He will one-hop it and gather.
Well, we're having two good matchups today, Booker.
Oh, yeah.
Bonnets against Chorus down at this end. Bonnets from McDonogh, Chorus and Loyola. And down at this end, King Jared's been covering Liam Powderly the whole game. He's done a terrific job. Liam has been very, very quiet.
Possessing the ball a lot, but he hasn't racked up a lot of points. Jared King really doing a nice job. Ben Tomic in number 7. Ben Tomic, distant relative of Bob?
Well, it's Peggy Webster's son.
Distant relative of
Ned.
Oh, there you go.
Chorus.
Chorus accelerating Ben Tomic, instant offense. You put him on the field, you're going to notch something on the scoreboard.
Well, this time they just set a little pick for Chorus, and he seems to be much more comfortable in the middle of the field, above the goal, as opposed to Bonnets got picked off there. See if they can't run this one more time. Watch this. Bonnets, number 11, covering Chorus. He gets picked off here. Chorus now gets his hands free. And a really great shot.
We are at break in the FCA lacrosse game of the week. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. We're not at a break. We are doing Wave 1 release, so it's a break in the action. But here is Wave 1 of the Under Armour senior boys team.
It's offense. Did you utilize it?
Here you go with your Under Armour team. Look at them. You get guys from headed to Georgetown, MICDS, Hill Academy gets a guy, Josh Zawada, Gavin Ty from Penn Charter, getting on there, Connor Schellenberger from St. Anne's Belfield. Coach Bo Perriello has got to be thrilled about that. He's going to stay local and go to UVA. And then Kenny Brower, defenseman headed to Duke. Will Frasoli, another guy on there, the long stick midi out of St. Sebastian's. We had the pleasure of covering that team last year, Bob.
In the Geico National, and Will's some player. Graham Bundy's dad went to North Carolina. He's a St. Louis kid, supposed to be quite a talented player, headed to Georgetown. So it looks like the Under Armour team on this first wave, correct? They're covering a lot of different areas.
Back at the face-off dot. Bob, what do you want to bet Gable Braun wins this face-off?
Well, he's 3 for 3 so far this half, so let's assume that he's going to keep his percentage this half going. Back. There. Ooh. He didn't pick that ball up clean. Nice ground ball.
Great ground ball by number 10, Liam O'Hara. O'Hara, Powderly, Hillgartner, and it's picked off. The diagonal pass doesn't make it. And now it's Loyola's
Phil Florenzo made a beautiful play. Fabulous.
Haven't had a chance to call Phil Florenzo's name yet today. And back to the Ben Tomic thing. Bob, you know he's a distant relative of? Our producer, Ryan Corrigan. How about that?
I did not know that.
Yeah. Ben Tomic's great-grandmother and Ryan Corrigan's great-grandmother were sisters. And it might be great-great.
Booker, do you get at the
Ancestry.com, yeah. They pay me to say this. Ancestry.com is paying me $50 grand a year to say this. And you can have some.
Tucker's got a good game.
Bresci with the handle.
There's a big save by Long.
Long with the snatch and no rebound there on that low shot, Bob. Matthew Shields, number 3. He's playing a great game, along with Jackson Bonnets. Here's Bonnets.
Running out of time, Booker.
They had 3 seconds to get it over. They throw the long pass. Ball goes high in the air. Nice play by Ryan Williams to get on the guy. And here's Swanson. Swanson bound for Navy. Trail check by Williams, and they give up the easy shot. They have Williams breaking. Little known fact about Ryan Williams, he has a twin brother, Carson Williams. There's Florenzo, the toe drag, pulling across his face. And a flag flies. And Florenzo gets the clear and the foul with 1:13 to go. Dons up 1. Here's Bresci.
They're going to look for the last shot of this quarter. And if they get one right at the end of the quarter, they'll get a
But the shot clock only has, so
Coach,
they have to get one off, but they can wind it all the way down, but then they got to get a shot on cage or else shot clock carries over. That's why they don't turn it off at the end of quarters.
well, it won't
It'll
carry.
expire. I'm sorry.
I apologize because of the penalty. It will expire.
Roll back by Chorus. Oh, inside move, so filthy. That is Taco Bell nasty, friends. Chorus, wow. His bank rolls on Swope. Look at this dodge, Bob.
Just splits, watch this. He splits those two guys. Really nice. Chorus likes it when he looks up and Bonnets picked off a little bit there again.
When
See,
Bonnets
Bonnets is going away from him, and he makes a beautiful play on this freshman, number 33, who's out there. Splits it, sticks it for what, is that his third goal or his second for Chorus?
Chorus third, Malachi Jones. And you're right, Chorus likes to look up and see Bonnets somewhere else.
Yeah, and we also really like seeing Chorus, as Loyola does, in front of the goal. This is a big face-off.
They all are. And the pass somehow gets by Scotty Hilgardner. He saves
Nice
it
play.
over to Long, and Long is going to scoop it. See if he hits the panic button. They're going to have to clear it over the line, and they have 5 seconds with which to do it. And that's going to give Loyola possession with the man down. They can just hold it.
Loyola can hold this
if
ball.
they know this, and he's going to throw it. Ooh,
That's
just
okay.
catch it, son. Just catch it. Just hold it.
Now they're telling him. Now they're telling him.
Yeah, and Chorus will select zone 5 and run for his life against Bonnets. He does not like being in this spot, but he survives. Third quarter in the books, 6-4. Don Diego's at home in the lead, but McDonogh, one of the top teams, ready to prove the fourth quarter's theirs. Loyola on the man advantage, and they are up 2. Inside shot, goal, and Bob stop ball. McDonogh man down, just not stopping the ball.
Well, you can't ever let somebody just come from behind the goal unattended. That's a coma slide.
And what do you mean when you say coma slide?
Come across the mouth of the goal. Number 20 moves out to cover the wing guy, and the guy on the far post has to come across and meet that guy as he's getting to the goal line extended, and McDonogh didn't execute it. This is, you got to give the Chorus brothers, who accounting for 4 goals for the Dons, a lot of credit. You got to give, you know, if you really looked at it, I'd give the Loyola defense a boatload of credit.
Great ground ball play. Ball skitters down into the far, look, the corner. And now we're here, and it's going to be off McDonogh. I believe that'll be Loyola possession. They're ready to go, but they're going to hold it. You got to make sure everybody's in the right spots. Referees get it set. And now the Dons, a little surprised by the 7-4 lead for the Dons right now, Bob?
Well, watching this game, I'm not surprised because Loyola's outplayed McDonogh. McDonogh, I think, has been guilty of trying to do a little bit too much at times, but some of that is directly the responsibility of the brilliant goaltending by
Kevin Ellington.
Kevin Ellington and the great play of their close defense. King Jared, Lorenzo, they've been terrific.
It's Jared King.
Jared King, you know me, I'm dyslexic. I'm allowed to go backwards every once in a while. I apologize.
That's all right. That's all right. It's all good. Loyola on offense. Booker Corrigan, Bob Shriver having some fun bringing the call. Thanks for making us part of your sports viewing day as Chorus squares up against Jackson Bonnets, and now we get a flag flying. It's going to be Loyola free possession a little bit. Outside shot, ouch, off a helmet.
Good play.
And they keep it alive. Lancaster collects it, and he looks diagonal. Ball goes high in the air. Well handled right there. I don't know how you make that catch with a full reset of the shot clock. And now they're going to blow the whistle. We were trying to ascertain exactly how they lost a free possession right there, but now we'll learn of the foul.
I think they determined that it might have been backcourt. That shot hit a player's helmet and went over the midline. But that shouldn't be a backcourt. It was a shot. It's the same as going off a post, isn't it?
It's a logistical stoppage in play. How's that?
Yeah, that's fair.
And from up here, we don't have to get upset about it or celebrate it because we're not coaching, right?
Well, if I'm on the McDonogh sideline, I might be curious.
Celebrating. If you're on the McDonogh sideline, you're celebrating. And if you're on the Loyola sideline, you're kind of like, Holmes, we had a free possession there and you blew the whistle. So it'll be Loyola man advantage.
Starting in a circle, Booker. Again, most teams coming out of a circle will eventually cut into a 3-3. More than likely, this guy behind the goal is going to do something. Now they're just rotating actually into a little bit of a 2-3-1. They need to get the ball to the guy behind the goal. He is the extra man. Now they're in their straight 3, a little offset 3.
Catch and release, shot, goal, outside zinger. Jack Chorus once again bringing it, slinging it, and stinging it. And the Loyola fans can celebrate a little bit. The man up.
Chorus just follows this. Watch, he's going to throw this ball to the wing, and he's going to follow it a little bit. McDonogh, as you're taught to do on man down, once the ball goes away from you, you look away. And Chorus just stepped into that seam and got a 15-yard step down for his 3rd goal of the game to go along with the 1 assist.
And statistically, that will not go down as a man-up goal because the penalty had, in fact, expired. But as we like to say, Bob, the penalty's not over until the puck's out of the zone. Braun pulls it back. Now we're going to get a whistle. It's a push. It's going to be McDonogh possession. And I agree with the call.
That was a good call.
Yeah.
He got pushed.
And it didn't knock him over, but it affected his ability to scoop the ball, and that's
correct.
A push. I'm sure some Loyola fans aren't happy with
and there was no possession, so the defenders and the attackmen have to stay in this box. McDonogh get a free clear.
McDonogh comes out with their top middies as they sorely need something now. Dane Swanson, number 1, top center. Here's Powderly.
Against King, it's been a good matchup.
Now Beatty, who's been minded by his short stick all day. Powderly accelerates, gets to the inside. Hillgartner gathers. Shot, didn't see if it made it or not, but regardless, Kevin Ellington came up with it, pushes it up the field, and Loyola.
LaMarca with another nice play. He's been very good in the middle of the field.
Dane Swanson comes up with the loose ball, and McDonogh should cash this in. Beatty, Swanson, yes sir! You can see it coming. And now we get flags flying. This will be interesting because this is a dead ball foul, Bob.
I think both kids are going to get sent to the box, but I'm not sure.
And
it looked like they were both going at each other.
This is going to be crazy because obviously you have the goal, and then so we're going to have to see the replay of the goal because Swanson, that's something you've been waiting for. You talked about Dane Swanson and his ability to bring the noise. Are you ready for the noise? The noise to be brought on you?
This is McDonogh. They're putting number 12
Here's
in the
goal.
box. He shot this high. First time he's going high. Ellington's been all over the low ones. You see, look, Swanson's jawing at him. 12 comes up and pops him in the head, and he gets called for the penalty.
So 12 got that penalty?
Yeah.
I admire what the referees do.
Excuse me. Great call by the official.
Okay.
Both are in the box. That is the right call.
And that is why we're facing off. And I would say, and I admire the officials and all that they do because we couldn't play without them. Right? So thank you to all they do. But that's a tough call, and I think you're right. It should be one guy on each team, tell them to stop running their mouths, go take a knee, we'll play without you. Gable Braun doing those things that Gable Braun does.
This is a good opportunity for McDonogh. Stick Swanson on the field, and you got a 5-on-5, so everybody's got more room. Oh, Swanson's in the box, so he's not coming. But here's a play. Beatty's got plenty of room, plenty of room.
And Powderly clearing the side out. He likes what he has. Rolls back, gets the feet, and just inside. And credit the Loyola defender with a timely check. As we see Ryan Williams check up on Scotty Cole. And now it's Hilge. Matty Hillgartner comes off the pick. And they get a flag / call, and that's going to put McDonogh with 8 seconds left on the matching 1-minute penalties. Now McDonogh have a 6-on-5 after the 8 seconds expire.
I've seen McDonogh make a bunch of uncharacteristic passes in this game. This got no shot of happening right here. You know, there's a defender right there. McDonogh traditionally doesn't make those plays. They typically make the right play, and I'm sure Coach Hillgartner's a little bit frustrated so far today.
Powderly playing some pass with Beatty. Penalties expire, so now McDonogh will be on the regular 6-on-5.
LaMarca,
Swanson,
number 36, the pole that's been doing a lot of work for Loyola, has really had a good game. He's aggressive.
Swanson up top, gets it to Beatty. Powderly rolling off, cross crease feed. What a feed by Liam Powderly. Matty Hillgartner's not going to get many easier finishes. And
that's a product of moving. They're just running sort of triangles on both sides of the goal. There's Hillgartner just sort of looping around. Beatty and Powderly loop around. Hillgartner goes down and steps to the far goal line extended. and gets a layup.
And Powderly was
Great
posted up
feed.
on the crease before he rolled off hard. The speed with which he plays without the ball is pretty impressive, let alone the speed that he plays when he has the ball. We are back to 10 on 10. Gable Braun proving his worth as a face-off stud. Going against Ian Takis that time, and he is just a talented face-off guy.
Great play by 28, getting away from that pressure. Johnny Cool.
You've got to love a kid named Johnny Cool. And we got offsides against McDonogh. Like in a nothing moment.
They're under him. They keep pushing this. Look at this. Ooh.
Oh, and he throws it to a guy who was about to be covered. Coach Ubriaco takes a timeout wisely with 6:30. We will step away momentarily. What a game! FCA Lacrosse Game of the Week.
It's time to go Toyota. With a great selection of rugged four-wheel drive and year-round all-wheel drive vehicles, including the completely redesigned adventure-ready RAV4, or any of these 9 models built to help you feel more secure no matter what the weather brings. Plus, advanced safety features come standard on most models. Learn more and shop deals on buyatoyota.com. See your Toyota dealer, your four-wheel and all-wheel drive specialist. Toyota, let's go places.
Back at Harganen Field, Booker Corrigan, Bob Schreiber bringing you the game of the week. What an occasion. Bob, what a league. You never know what's going to happen. St. Paul's fresh off a big win over McDonogh last Friday.
Out away, playing home.
At McDonogh, and now they're at home.
To the Saints of St. Mary's, who's winning this game 11-5.
St. Mary's, I talked about them in my podcast, as well as I talked about you, Bob. But we talked about how St. Mary's has some absolute studs, and they have a chip on their shoulder. They have something to prove.
It's a great timeout. Coach Ubriaco called there. They were sort of running around like chickens with their head cut off.
Cattywampus.
And he just took the timeout, settling down, going to run some quality offense. They got a 2-goal lead with 6:20 left in this game. And they have the ball in their man's stick, Jack Corus.
Jack Corus has played well today. And Bob, the question is, have the winning plays been already made? Or are the winning plays yet to be made in today's contest?
Well, with a 2-goal game with 6 minutes left, there's still plenty of winning plays available in this game.
Okay.
And what we're seeing Coach Yu do here is they're going to eat up this shot clock. Corus probably run it down. He's going to the goal now, but we've seen all game how much more comfortable he is in front of the goal. He just earned another 80 seconds.
And we've got a goalie change. I'm seeing Patrick Scarborough in the goal for McDonogh. Patrick Scarborough, what a nice young man. His dad, Jason Scarborough, not a nice, I coached against him. He was a mean defenseman for Washington College back in his days. But
yeah, just a typical Washington College guy.
The WAC. Bob Schreiber, proud alum of the Showman.
That's a big play. That just
gave him a reset.
Yeah, that allows the Dons to eat up about, I think, 80 twice, 160. You know, it's almost 3 minutes of time. Of course, back where he's comfortable, he should be working back to the top of the goal.
Oh, swim move. Jackson Bonnet gets a trail check on him. What a cut by Bresci. What a shot. That is great offense by the Don Diegos.
And it's easy to see why McDonough's fixated on Corus, because he's had such an effect on this game. Watch, the players are almost fixated on him. And there goes
Alex Bresci.
Beautiful cut from the far wing by Bresci. showing veteran play. Chorus handled, he got checked hard. Great cut. And McDonogh defender's just guilty of not getting in between him, his man, and that ball.
Gable Braun facing off against Ian Takis. Braun goes forward with it as they are a little bit desperation. Braun, shot, goal. Gable Braun, how you like me now? When my pinky's valued over $300,000. And look at him, no celebration, just boom, straight back. I think we can pick this replay up from the faceoff.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gable Braun just gave Loyola 6 seconds to enjoy that goal.
Braun this time pulls it back wisely. Oh, what a stick. Great stick, loose ball, pinballs around. And
another timeout.
We get a timeout call by Coach Ubriaco. Now that's a great timeout, but with 4:38 left in the fourth quarter, they are now out of timeouts. What an amazing development in today's game. This is a big one. Good look at Liam Powderly, number 40 for McDonogh, talking with Matty Hilgartner. Harrison Beatty in the foreground there, number 9. It's 9-7. Loyola with possession. But Bob, we talked about it. Loyola's now out of timeouts. How uncomfortable does that feel?
Well, right now, not uncomfortable at all. They have the ball. They got 79 on the shot clock. They can get this game down to 3 minutes left. What'll happen, though, if they lose the ball and McDonogh scores, then they're looking up the 8 ball a little bit because Braun's likely to win the next face-off.
Braun's likely to win all the face-offs. Chorus just chilling. Jackson Bonnet's trying to make him unchill. Shot clock down to 1 minute.
He's in again.
Oh, what a play by Jack Chorus. Goodness. Slim with the tilted brim.
Chorus is having some game. I think we were here last year or maybe 2 years ago when he was a freshman, he got off for like 3 or 4 goals. This is his 4th goal. It's interesting. Jackson Bonnet's covering Chorus, has won the battle when Chorus has come from behind the goal. He's lost the battle when Chorus is here in front of the goal.
And there is Chorus letting it rip.
Scarborough got a piece of that, but he got overpowered a little bit, I think.
Very curious to know about the drama behind the goalie change. I mean, Patrick Scarborough is a great goalie.
Correct.
But Long's been the guy that they've gone with for an extended period. Braun winning faceoffs every way you can imagine. And now they get it up. They force it to him. Takis with a nice play in the midfield area. Now the ball gathered by Loyola, checked away, and it'll be McDonogh possession. 10-7. Dons in the lead. McDonogh looking to clear. They are onsides and set to go. Full 70 seconds on the shot clock. Coach Hilge with a timeout in his pocket for sure. Lamberti going against the short stick.
It's a cross check.
And that's a flag against Loyola. Here's Powderly catching it, coming off the pick. Powderly turns the corner. Riley Mitchell open. Oh, what a nice play. Shot goes just over the cage. They're going to want that one back. And now we will have the foul.
With Braun on your team, you're never out of the thing because he can win a face-off and score in 6-7 seconds, and he's going to get you the ball back consistently. McDonough's not out of this game by a long shot.
3:21 left there. Man advantage for a minute. Great time to shout out all the courageous members of our armed services. Thank you for doing what you do. Freedom's not free.
Here's that look through. They tried a different play.
Oh, bring in the noise.
Wow.
Hooper drives the boat, Chief.
Wow.
Dave Swanson.
That's a flip play that they run to this far corner, Booker, and they usually look down below on the goal line extended to number 9, but number 9, watch number 9, he sneaks up the field. Swanson steps down the field and replaces him and just sticks it with room and time. That was...
There's a look at 9, Beatty slipping down, and he even sets a screen on the defender right there.
Call it an up screen, or some people might refer to it as a back screen, where he comes up the field and picks to the guy's back. Braun looks like he wants to flip this out here to his wing player. And he did, and he effectively, great ground ball by Liam O'Hara.
McDonogh touches it in. No more man advantage after the goal. So we're 10 on 10. Booker Corrigan, Bob Schreiber bringing it to you on MIAA, lacrosse.com, CSE Lax, and WBAL Meet TV.
Mitchell looking through the defense there.
Shot over the cage.
That wasn't
Lamberti.
Mitchell, excuse me.
Lamberti.
Lamberti, I saw the 2.
Powderly. Looks like he's going to get a pick from Beatty. Goes lefty this time. Outside roll. Pump fakes it. Nice defense by McDonogh. Now Beatty against the short stick.
Good defense.
For the moment, but not anymore. Oh, what a save. I don't believe it. I don't believe what I just saw. Lord have mercy.
Beatty got everything he wanted. He got by the first guy, face dodge, the second guy's in one-on-one. Hit the goalie in the foot.
Oh, what a play by the defender.
That's LaMarca. He's had a terrific game for McDonogh. Dave LaMarca, number 36.
For Loyola.
For Loyola, excuse me.
And
just a junior.
Chorus gets a swim move on Bonnets. And now we get the ball high in the air. Swanson gathers, looks up the field, and here's Liam O'Hara. O'Hara has a long stickman to his right. Powderly with 1:35 on the clock. Here's Hilge. Matty Hilgartner backs up on Ian Takis.
Bad pass.
Low pass, and Loyola gets the turnover.
That may do it for the mighty Dons here.
Oh,
another
and as
turnover.
you say that, Jackson Bonnets comes away with one.
He can shoot it. Hilge needs a timeout, I think.
And we got a timeout in the nick of time by Coach Hilge, and you called that perfectly, Bob. It is 10-8 with 1:06 to go. This is the game we all were waiting on. Top coaches in the nation are getting ready to select the best high school underclass lacrosse teams in the country. Can you make the cut? The Under Armour All-American Underclass Tryouts have become the premier lacrosse exposure showcasing the entire sport. Exhibit your skills to top D1, 2, and 3 coaches and compete against the top talent in your region. Push yourself, shape your future, rep your region. Visit UnderArmourLacrosse.com now and register. Good shot of the Loyola bench. What a great, enthusiastic bunch they've been today. Now, Bob, we have the MedStar players of the game, but we don't know who they are yet because it's the winning plays may still squeak their way into this. McDonogh with possession, and they're going to go right at the cage.
Well, they got to go at the cage, and this is when I do think that the mighty Dons should come out in the zone and try to eat up some of this clock.
Just make McDonogh pass the ball.
Let's see what they're doing. They're playing man. They're stepping out on Swanson a little bit.
Little hop step.
They're in a little bit of a zone, and it was effective.
That's what a zone does. Makes you pass those long balls that you're not exactly used to throwing. There's a skip pass. Maddie Hilgartner, swim move, roll back, has it taken away, and that's going to be all. We're going to call a push. And now with 38.7.
And McDonogh's coming out in their 10-man ride.
Yep. And a lot of traffic in the middle of the field. A little sky whammy. Michael Haas.
Bresci. Nice play defensively by Bonnets, knocking Bresci out of bounds.
18.4 to go.
They'd have to score before 10 seconds here to have a chance. Throw the ball to, you don't want to go back.
You don't want to go, you got to force something in. Patrick Scarborough knows that clearly. Gets it up, Hilge with a great catch. Ball out of his stick, and that'll do it. Our MedStar players of the game as the clock trickles down below one, and Alex Bresci heaves it in the air. That'll do it. The Loyola Dons find a way to get it done. Bob, did you see this coming?
I did not see this coming. I thought Loyola might have been a little bit too young, but they took this game to McDonogh. I think McDonogh's suffering a little bit of trying to do too much at the offensive end, and they've got a lot of inexperience at the defensive end, and it really showed big time today.
Here's our MedStar players of the game. What an amazing day. Jack Corus.
One of his 4 on a extra man, just stepping down into an open space. Here's another one. This is the one he throws to his brother. Oh no, when he split those 2 guys and just threw a nice, easy goal. Watch his save.
Kevin Ellington. Look at
that save. He had a couple of those in this game. He played a brilliant game.
Swanson with the shot. Ellington save, no rebound. How valuable was
Look
Kevin
at, there's
Ellington?
the one that he got off the chicken wing. He threw his left arm up in the air and got a piece of that one. Another one just standing. That was clean.
He didn't have a lot of saves in the 4th quarter, but he got him there.
I don't think there's any question.
That is a remarkable occasion. FCA Lacrosse bringing you the game of the week. Bob, we're at Calvert Hall, McDonogh. Now this McDonogh team, they got something to prove on Friday night.
They're reeling a little bit. They've got some talent. Coach Hilgartner, look, he's starting over at the defensive end, so it doesn't happen immediately. He's got a quality player in Bonnets, a couple other guys that are really pretty new. Evan Long didn't have his typical game, I don't think, Booker.
Evan Long did not have his typical game, and Patrick Scarborough came in relief. Great shot of Alex Bresci bringing the noise. Crab cakes and football. That's what Loyola does. And there you go. The kids on the field, the players celebrating. That's an impressive occasion for Loyola, for Bob Shriver, and all our friends in the truck at Invicta. I'm Booker Corrigan, reminding you, you only get one shot at today. Great day to be a Don.
Kelly and Associates Insurance Group and Kelly Payroll helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, payroll, and workforce challenges. Kelly and Associates Insurance Group and Kelly Payroll is pleased to support CSE TV and the Game of the Week. Visit kellyway.com to put their people, technology, and services to work for you.
On Saturday, June 1st, the Baltimore 10 Miler will be live on WMAR2 News. It is always the region's best 10-mile race that starts and finishes right at the Maryland Zoo in Baltimore. We're known for fantastic premiums, a runner-friendly course, and that zany finish line beach party featuring a Jimmy Buffett band. The B10 is an exciting and fun 10-mile race that will be the highlight of your 2019. You're going to be proud of what you can accomplish. Go to baltimore10miler.com and register today.
We have come a long way. All the amazing advancements in medicine. And while science has become better at treating people, we can't ever forget the importance of how we simply treat people. At MedStar Health, we believe it doesn't take a brain surgeon to get the best way to talk to a doctor isn't always in person. And that inside every human body lives a human being. The best of our minds, the best of our hearts. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
Corrigan Sports Enterprises is a full-service sports marketing and event management company. Every detail from marketing, public relations, logistics, and cleanup, Corrigan Sports Enterprises handles events from conception to fruition. The premier lacrosse and field hockey recruiting tournaments and high-profile running events. Corrigan Sports Enterprises, bringing your dreams to life. On Sunday, April 28th, the premier running event in the state of Delaware is back, the Delaware Running Festival. Come enjoy the fantastic new marathon and team relay course, run the half marathon, or line up some of your running buddies for the super friendly 5K. Then let loose at one of the best post-race parties in the Mid-Atlantic region featuring Dogfish Head beer. Bring along the whole family and get all the kiddies in the Highmark Delaware Kids Fun Run. Go to DelawareMarathon.org and register today.
The Fellowship of Christian Athletes engages their coaches and athletes to grow their faith through sport. Make sure you investigate the amazing camp at Lebanon Valley College this July. The FCA has camps, clinics, huddles, teams. Learn more about the Fellowship of Christian Athletes by going to fcalax.com.
Are you itching to get out and run? The Frederick Running Festival, presented by Frederick Foot and Ankle, is happening May 4th and 5th. Come out for our half marathon, team relay, or 5K. Then enjoy post-race treats brought to you by Safeway and cold Harpoon Lager beer at our one-of-a-kind post-race party. Not enough running for you? Learn what it means to be a nut job or sign up for our King Crab Challenge. Find out more at fredrickrunfest.com.
Oregon back doing the interviews for the MedStar players of the game. Jack Corus, Kevin Ellington. Big occasion. Loyola with a nice home victory. Jack, how did it feel to have your offense clicking the way it was today?
I mean, we didn't get a good start in the first half, but once the second half goals, we kept scoring and scoring, and they just couldn't catch up with us.
They certainly couldn't. And you know why?
Why?
Do you know why?
No.
You don't know why? Holmes over here. Yeah. Kev, first half, like Bob Shriver and I, literally our jaws were on the floor. How are you able to track the ball like that when Dane Swanson's letting it go at 80 or 85 miles an hour?
My defense just keeps away from the inside and just let me see it from the outside and then save it.
Did any shots hurt you today?
No.
No or just no?
They never hurt.
They never hurt?
Never.
They would hurt me. Hey, can I get you to zoom in? Did you play the game in those cleats?
No, I didn't.
Did you wear shoes?
Yes.
Did you take any balls in the feet?
No.
It looked like one of them hit you in the leg.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
He's like numb to it. Now, Jack, how great is it to have a goaltender like that when you're on attack and you're watching him make saves? Is it refreshing and is it rejuvenating?
It's refreshing because he always has my number in practice and then translates to the game.
Some of the saves, how are you able to do it without giving up rebounds? That's the question everybody wants to know.
Well, I just try and see the ball, put my stick to it, and as long as my stick's on it, hopefully it'll stay in my stick.
I tell you what, that's concise as you can get. My man Kev, can I call you Lil Kev?
Sure.
Does anyone call you Lil Kev?
It's K9.
His nickname is K9. I'm guessing because he wears the number 9. I've cracked the code, right?
Yep.
It's like I'm Sherlock Holmes.
It is.
Who wrote that book?
William Shakespeare.
It was not Bill Shakespeare. I don't see too good, but that's not Bill Shakespeare over there. Now, how good does it feel to hit your brother for you got an assist to little Charlie? How's that feel?
It's amazing because we always like practice together in our backyard.
Over here, yeah, don't go.
It's awesome. And then last year I played with my older brother. Now I get to play with my younger brother. It's amazing.
Is it refreshing? And the Dons, did you think you were going to be able to take down McDonogh today?
We did. We went in there knowing we could beat them.
Believing.
Yes, sir.
Kev.
We're the only people that believe. Our coaches set us up to play every single time, and we just execute.
Bob Wright doing a good job of that defense?
Always.
I was singing his praises. You know that.
Yep.
How's my man Jake Wright doing?
He's doing good.
Doing well?
Very well.
Nice. All right. For MedStar, thank you so much. FCA Lacrosse Game of the Week. Jack Corus and Kevin Ellington. What a day for the Dons. It's a great day to follow MIAA lacrosse, but it's a little bit better day to be a Don. Is that correct?
Always.
Always. I'm Booker Corrigan, and they both played better than I did today.